Good morning to all of you. Honorable Principal Sir, parents, teachers, and my dear children, I extend my warm welcome to all. Light is the symbol of wisdom. It reflects growth. Light is the synonym for new dawn and rejuvenation.
स्वस्तये वायुमुपब्रवामहे सोमं स्वस्ति भुवनस्य यस्पति बृहस्पतिं सर्वगणम् स्वस्तये आदित्यासु भवन्तु न स्वस्ति मित्रावरुणा स्वस्ति पत्ते रेवती स्वस्ति न इन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च स्वस्ति नो अधिते कृधि स्वस्ति पन्थामनुचरेम सूर्याचन्द्रमसाविव पुनर्दधताग्नता जानता सङ्गमे महि जानता
I feel honored to convey a few words of wisdom shared by our revered Principal Sir. Before commencing the program, we seek the blessings of Almighty to give us the strength to conquer all the odds, to show us the path of enlightenment. Students of class 2 are now going to perform a devotional group song, एक प्रभु जो ऊपर बैठा.
किसने रंग दिया फूलों को, किसने पंख दिए पंछी को, एक प्रभु जो
Class 2 are going to perform a melodious Sargam Geet on keyboard.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sa ga sa ga sa ga ma ga re sa ni re ga re sa ni sa ga re ga ma ga re sa
To showcase the mesmerizing culture of Arunachal Pradesh, students are going to present Naishi tribal folk dance. Now, our Wings coordinator, Mrs. Rachna Vats, will present an account of yearly report.
Welcome to DAV Sahibabad School Annual Report, a platform to communicate directly with all the well-wishers, parents, staff, members and students. With delight, I present this annual report which enumerates the labor of love activities and achievements of the school during the academic year of 2021. The previous academic year acquires a special significance as we are going through an unprecedented global predicament, that is coronavirus pandemic. Our school building was closed, but the staff of DAV Sahibabad, both teaching and non-teaching, has been working diligently from home, preparing notes and conducting classes online for the benefit of students. I appreciate their concern and commitment to the students and academics. A dream becomes a goal when action is taken towards its achievement. DAV Sahibabad added feather to its hat of honor as being the pioneer in online teaching. Morning prayer and assembly are some of the important practices that we continued even in the virtual classes. Each class prepares well for it with a specific theme combined with motivational thoughts, talks and news. Apart from striving to attain exemplary academic standards, we believe in grooming every facet of the student's personality. Our students made a mark with their exuberant participation in core scholastic activities that were conducted throughout the year. For Class 1, activities like song recitation, mimicry on famous personalities, short talk on I learned something new during the lockdown, show and tell on the favorite festival were organized. Similarly, in Class 2, children indulge in poster making on COVID-19, elocution on my inspiration, and calligraphy activities. Students also came up with beautiful stories in the storytelling activity. In the age of exam pressures and the dominance of technology, creativity, music, and the art are the more important than ever. Keeping this in mind, music classes were organized where children learned sargam geet, action songs, bhajans, dohas, patriotic song, and bhangra. Children are also being given lessons in the piano and violin, where they learn Sargam Part 1, patriotic song, alankars, and action song. Various forms of art and craft like origami, vegetable printing, diya and candle decoration, rangoli making, use of waste material to create different items, and card making were also taught in the virtual classes. Nelson Mandela rightly said, "Education is the most powerful weapon through which you can change the world, and value education has a power to change the world." Hence, children were taught mantras, shlokas, and fundamental values like respect, empathy, equality, honesty through moral stories. A healthy mind resides in a healthy body. To increase physical competency and health-related fitness, yoga and sport activities are also organized for the students. Life is a celebration. We just need persons to celebrate it. When it comes to important days, the school gives due recognition to significant global and national events and celebrates them with great vigor. On 22nd April, Earth Day was celebrated, where the students participated in the pledge-taking ceremony and promised to do little things that would make a big difference for a greener and cleaner earth. Even as they stayed at home, little DAVians did not cease to showcase their responsible side towards the environment. International Yoga Day was celebrated, where students and teachers demonstrated various asanas with great vigor. On 11th August, a virtual celebration of Janmashtami was organized for students, where songs on childhood of Bal Gopal were played, while the tiny tots donned themselves in the attire of Lord Krishna and Radha, frolicking around with flutes, peacock feathers and matkas while performing Krishna Leela. On 15th August, the school proudly celebrated the 74th Independence Day of India, where Principal Sir Mr. V.K. Chopra hoisted the national flag at the school premises, which was live streamed to the parents. Through Microsoft Teams and YouTube, vis-a-vis the traditional manner in which it was conducted over the years. To commemorate this day, a quiz competition and tricolor sandwich making were done by the exuberant students of class 1 and 2 respectively. For the first time in the history of the school, a virtual Teachers' Day filled with heartwarming presentations was organized via Teams on 5th September. The COVID-19 pandemic restrictions did not in any way dampen the enthusiasm of the students as they went to great lengths to put a scintillating cultural show that showcased their affection, respect and appreciation towards the teachers. Hindi Divas was celebrated on 14th September, where children recited dohas, poems and shlokas to mark the importance of the Hindi language. 16th October marked a special event for the little ones. In Class 1 indulged in poster making and Class 2 created a booklet on the healthy plate and healthy planet. Students also participated in pledge taking where they promised that no food will ever be wasted by them. They were also made aware of healthy eating habits. A special assembly was conducted on Dussehra in which the students wearing the traditional attires based on the characters of Ramayana recited couplets of Ramcharitramanas. A virtual Ram Leela was also showcased by the children of Class 2. To celebrate the Festival of Lights, a variety of online activities like cake and sweets making, diyas and candle decoration were organized for the students. Teachers explained the importance of Diwali, emphasizing the victory of light over darkness. On the day of the festival, students dressed up in red and white, wore Santa caps and sang and danced to the tunes of Christmas carols. Class 1 children made Santa Claus and Christmas tree with fruits. In Class 2, children made Christmas tree using soda bottles, ice cream sticks and lollipop reindeers. DAV Sahibabad did not leave any stone unturned even during the lockdown period. The summer camp proved to be an enrichment session that presented a beautiful combination of learning with fun for the children as well as their parents. Summer camp included activities like art and craft, music, dance, and storytelling sessions, which helped the students to develop their bilateral coordination, fine motor skills, and promote their artistic efforts. In today's global and rapidly changing world, children need to be critical thinkers who can make sense of information, compare, contrast, make inferences, and generate higher order thinking skills. Keeping this in mind, every Friday activities are planned, where children do sequencing activity, problem solving, play memory games, and answer open-ended questions. Birthdays are very special and exciting days for all of us. As in school, in the virtual classroom also, we continue to recognize our students' special day by singing the birthday song and conveying best wishes to the star of the day. A real teacher is one who realizes that she must always be a learner. In the vast and diverse field of education, staying updated forms a vital parameter to enhance the process of teaching and learning. Keeping this in mind, our brigade of 24 teachers attended workshops and training programs to hone their skills and earn expertise in their subjects. At the end, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Mr. V.K. Chopra, whose constant support and guidance have helped in maintaining a high standard of education and discipline in our school. I also take this opportunity to commit ourselves to do our best to serve with excellence and through quality education. I seek the blessing from God Almighty to help and guide us in the right direction. Thank you.
It's time to honor the students of class 1 and 2 for their stellar performance in co-curricular activities. it's time for us to showcase the exhibition of Lower Primary Wing, Eden Garden of Artistic Endeavors. In today's time, learning has become interdisciplinary to promote the capabilities of integration of knowledge and expertise. And this is why CBSE has introduced arts and sports integrated learning to help students understand various subjects in better way. Arts integration uses various art forms for experience based learning of concepts in different subjects while also strengthening the linkage between education and culture. Students are given the opportunity to construct and demonstrate understanding through various art forms that readily align themselves to the given objectives.
A lesson plan acts as a framework for a lesson, as it sets out what teacher hopes to achieve over the course of lesson and how she hopes to achieve it. Let's take a look at Arts Integrated Lesson Plan out of the cage. Learning objectives to enable the students to listen, speak, read and write English, learn about singular and plural, promote cognitive, intellectual, social and cultural skills, develop higher order thinking skills, develop language by visual illustration, and develop good habits. Here is the methodology of the lesson. Reading in proper intonation will be done by the teacher. New words and their meaning will be explained. Summarization of the story will be done by the students at the end of the lesson. Concept of singular and plural will be explained by the teacher. After which, students will observe the comic strips that are shown by the teacher and participate in the class discussion. And finally, various good habits will be explained with the help of comic strips. Let's take a look at the activities done by the students throughout the lesson. To begin with, students learned the concept of one-to-many through rhyme, which is considered to be important for language development.
Red blanket, basket and sun. Single always means one. One fork, one plate, one hot dog. One singular always means one. Butterfly, flowers, gallery, plural means two or more. A trail of ants you can't ignore. Plural means two or more.
Students also prepared stick puppets based on the animals from the lesson. They had a fun time using stick puppets to recite the lines on different kinds of animals.
I am a bear. I live in woods. I eat vegetables, fruits, and meat. I am a wild and dangerous animal. This is monkey. This is very naughty. It's like banana. I am a lion. I'm king of the jungle. I am carnivorous.
Art and craft boost the confidence of the students. It instills a sense of achievement and pride in them. Therefore, students of class 1 prepared flashcards, puzzles, flowers, and pinwheel to understand the concept of singular and plural while also having fun.
I present 10 singular plural. Monkey, monkeys. Animal, animals. Boy, boys. Duck, duck.
Students also indulged in comic strip making, which is an effective instructional tool to use in class with students. They are effective because they engage students in meaningful learning experiences where they get to practice key skills such as writing, reading, speaking, and communicating. At the end of the lesson, students were able to retell the story of the lesson, read the new words and tell their meanings, describe singular and plural, change singular words into plural, draw simple comic strips, and list good habits that they learned in the class. Next, we have Art Integrated Lesson Plan based on the lesson The Foamy Soap. Learning objectives of this lesson are to enable the students to foster skills related to listening, speaking, reading, and writing, learn and understand the meaning of new words, read with optimum speed and understanding, use describing words in their day-to-day life, and learn moral values like a friend in need is a friend indeed. Next is the methodology of the lesson. Previous knowledge will be checked through pictures and questions like which animal is more powerful or who is your favorite animal will be asked. Real objects based on OA sound will be shown to the students. Model reading of the lesson followed by pronunciation drill will be done by the teacher. Lesson will be explained with the help of flashcards. New words will be underlined and explained to the students. And at last, comprehensive questions will be asked from the students. And here are some activities done by our wonderful learners. Students explored their creative streak by preparing stick puppets and flowers to understand the concept of describing words. They also crafted animal masks and stuffed toys using various items like A4 sheets, origami sheets, and cotton. Students also enacted the roles of the characters from the lesson.
I am Soapy, the toad. I am very clean toad. I always keep my pink soap in my pocket. I am Lion, the king of jungle. I am going to eat you. My name is Ganesh. I am presenting for frog dance. So come on.
At the end of the lesson, students will be able to use appropriate words with correct pronunciation, frame sentences with new words, strengthen their language by learning to use describing words, instill good moral values in their character, and develop their artistic skills.
कला का हिंदी से मिलन अद्भुत है। आइए देखते हैं बच्चों ने इसे कैसे प्रस्तुत किया है। कौशल की सालगिरह। कला को और मात्रा से जोड़ते हुए विभिन्न गतिविधियों द्वारा सही मात्रा पहचानना, सही शब्दों का उच्चारण करवाना, अक्षर ज्ञान में वृद्धि और मन के भावों को प्रकट करने की भावना का विकास करवाना। शिक्षण विधि, अ मात्रा शब्दों का उच्चारण करवाना, मात्रा अभ्यास करवाना, मन के भावों को अभिव्यक्त करने के उचित अवसर प्रदान करना। अ मात्रा की पहचान तथा उसके उच्चारण, बच्चों द्वारा सही अ मात्रा का उच्चारण करना। अ मात्रा शब्द, विभिन्न तरह के फ्लैश कार्ड व चित्र द्वारा अ मात्रा शब्दों का प्रस्तुतिकरण। मात्रा लगाकर सही शब्द बनाना, यानी सही मात्रा का प्रयोग करते हुए सही शब्द का उच्चारण, यानी अ मात्रा शब्द का उच्चारण। आगे देखते हैं बच्चों ने इस गतिविधि को किस तरह प्रस्तुत किया है। सही मात्रा को लगाते हुए सही शब्द को बनाना व उसका सही उच्चारण करना। पाठ्य पुस्तक में दिए शब्दों का सही उच्चारण करना, यानी अ मात्रा शब्दों को रेखांकित करते हुए सही उच्चारण करना। बच्चों द्वारा अ मात्रा शब्दों को रेखांकित करते हुए सही उच्चारण करना। रचनात्मक कार्य, शब्दों को चिकनी मिट्टी से चित्र का आकार देना। यहाँ पर बच्चों ने अ मात्रा शब्दों को चिकनी मिट्टी द्वारा एक बहुत ही सुंदर आकार दिया है। आगे देखते हैं बच्चों का प्रस्तुतिकरण। रचनात्मक कार्य, बच्चों द्वारा विभिन्न तरीकों से विभिन्न तरीके के कार्ड का निर्माण करना। रंगीन झालर, गुब्बारे, रंग बिरंगे फूल। अपनी सालगिरह के बारे में अपने सहपाठियों से चर्चा करना। आपने अपना जन्मदिन कैसे मनाया, आपने उस दिन को कैसे खूबसूरत बनाया, इत्यादि। कविता द्वारा अपने मन के भावों की अभिव्यक्ति। आगे देखते हैं बच्चों ने कैसे कविता द्वारा अपने मन के भावों को प्रस्तुत किया है।
सुप्रभात, मेरा नाम नित्या माहेश्वरी है। मैं कक्षा 1 की छात्रा हूँ। आज मैं आप सभी के सामने एक कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। जन्मदिन आया, संग अपनी है खुशियाँ लाया। पापा लाए केक मिठाई, मम्मी ने पकवान बनाया। भैया दीदी सबने मिलकर घर को है सजाया। दादा दादी नाना नानी ने मिलकर ढेरों प्यार लुटाया और सबने मिलकर गाया। बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये आए, तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये मेरी है आरज़ू। हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, थैंक यू।
लक्षित अधिगम, नए शब्दों का ज्ञान होना, रचनात्मक कौशल का विकास होना, सही उच्चारण करना, सही मात्रा को पहचानना और कला का प्रयोग करते हुए अ मात्रा का अधिक से अधिक ज्ञान प्राप्त करना। कला शब्द बहुत ही व्यापक है, जिसमें शारीरिक और मानसिक कौशलों का प्रयोग होता है। अगर कला एकीकरण द्वारा इसे विषयों से जोड़ दिया जाए तो क्या बात है। आइए देखते हैं पाठ राजू का सपना। पाठ अधिगम का उद्देश्य शब्द ज्ञान में वृद्धि कराना, सही उच्चारण कराना, विचार शक्ति को बढ़ावा देना और बच्चों में मेहनत करने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करना। शिक्षण विधि कला एकीकरण का प्रयोग करते हुए नए शब्दों के उच्चारण पर जोर देते हुए पाठ को पढ़ाना, पाठ के में नए शब्दों के अर्थों को समझाना, पाठ का नाटकीय प्रस्तुतिकरण करवाना व A4 शीट पर रेलगाड़ी या कोई भी चित्र बनाकर उसमें गुण वाले शब्द लिखवाना। चित्रों द्वारा पूर्व ज्ञान यहाँ पर कुछ चित्र प्रस्तुत किए गए हैं जिनको बच्चों को पहचानना है और उसके सही अर्थ को समझना है। पाठ के दौरान आए गुण वाले शब्दों का अर्थ समझाना व उसे फ्लैश कार्ड के द्वारा गुण वाले शब्दों को लिखवाना, जैसे लाल जैकेट, नीली छतरी इत्यादि। बच्चों का बहुत ही मनमोहक प्रस्तुतिकरण गुण वाले शब्दों को लेकर, जिसमें बच्चों ने गुण वाले शब्दों को रेखांकित किया है व उससे संबंधित वस्तु को भी प्रस्तुत किया है। रचनात्मक कार्य बच्चों द्वारा A4 शीट पर रेलगाड़ी या कोई भी चित्र बनाकर उसमें किसी भी वस्तु या व्यक्ति के लिए गुण वाले शब्दों को लिखवाना। कला एकीकरण का प्रयोग करते हुए बच्चों ने बहुत ही मनमोहक प्रस्तुतिकरण किया है। आइए देखते हैं। रचनात्मक सोच। अगर मुझे जादू की छड़ी मिल जाए तो मैं उससे क्या करना चाहूंगी या चाहूंगा। इसमें बच्चों ने बहुत ही मनमोहक तरीके से अपने मन के भावों को व्यक्त किया है। नाटकीय अभिव्यक्ति से बच्चों में रचनात्मक कौशलता का विकास होता है। आइए देखते हैं बच्चों द्वारा राजू का सपना का नाटकीय प्रस्तुतिकरण।
इनसे मिलिए, ये है राजू। ये बहुत आलसी और लापरवाह हैं। इनका जब मन करता है जब स्कूल जाते हैं और जब मन करता है तब छुट्टी ले लेते हैं। अपनी किताबें और कॉपियाँ भी कभी संभाल कर नहीं रखते हैं, बस पूरा दिन खेलते रहते हैं। राजू, उठो, पढ़ाई कर लो।
पढ़ाई करने से कोई बड़ा आदमी नहीं बनता। काश में बस एक जादू की छड़ी होती जिसको घुमाकर मेरे सारे काम हो जाते।
एक दिन राजू गहरी नींद में सो रहे थे। उन्होंने सपने में देखा कि आसमान से 3 खूबसूरत परियां उतरी हैं। उन सब के हाथ में एक एक जादू की छड़ी है। तो राजू ने पूछा,
आपके हाथ में ये क्या है?
हमारे पास ये जादू की छड़ियां हैं। हम एक छड़ी एक बच्चे को देते हैं।
इसकी मुझे बहुत जरूरत है, यह मुझे दे दो। ये लो जादू की छड़ी। नहीं, हमें ये छड़ी किसी मेहनती बच्चे को ही देनी चाहिए। रात जैसे आज लड़के को नहीं। तुम लापरवाह हो, तुम इससे ठीक तरह से काम नहीं ले सकते। मुझे 1 महीने का समय दो, अब मैं बिल्कुल बदल जाऊंगा।
वायदा?
पक्का वायदा।
राजू, उठो राजू, उठो।
अरे आप?
राजू, ये लो मेहनत की छड़ी।
अरे आपने तो 1 महीने पहले ही मेहनत की छड़ी दे दी थी।
राजू, तुम तो बहुत समझदार लड़के हो।
मैं तो लापरवाह था, आपकी छड़ी ने मुझे समझदार बनाया।
अब कभी मेहनत से नहीं डरना।
कभी भी नहीं। तो बच्चों, राजू का सपना कहानी से यह शिक्षा मिलती है कि मेहनत ही सबसे बड़ी जादू की छड़ी है। मेहनत करके हम दुनिया की कोई भी वस्तु को पा सकते हैं व कोई भी कार्य पूरा कर सकते हैं। मेहनत ही जादू की छड़ी है। धन्यवाद।
लक्षित अधिगम, बच्चों में रचनात्मक सोच का विकास होना। कहानी के नाटकीय प्रस्तुतिकरण से बच्चों में आत्मविश्वास का विकास होना तथा गुण वाले शब्दों का ज्ञान प्राप्त करके बच्चे उन्हें अपनी व्यवहारिक भाषा में प्रयोग करने के लिए सक्षम हों।
Maths is an important part of learning for children in the early years because it provides vital life skills. Emphasizing maths from primary classes will provide children with a strong basis for reasoning and logical thinking. Now we are going to present art integration work of our students. To begin with, to plan or to arrange, we need to measure time. We integrated art with our topic time to enable the students to understand the different parts of the day, to bring clock skills to practical use, to identify and interpret time. Teacher will ask students certain questions like, what do you do in the morning? When do you sleep?
At what time do you wake up? To begin with visual introduction, teacher will show a clock to the students to demonstrate parts of the clock. Now, here are some activities done by the students. Students asked riddles from each other and shared their daily routine.
Hello everyone, I'm going to recite a poem. You have to guess what I'm talking about. The big hand is busy, but the small hand has power. The long one counts the minutes, but the little one names the hour. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Yes, it's a clock. And what does a clock do? It tells us time. Now let's look at some activities done by classmates. Hello Atal, I have got a riddle for you. I started watching TV at 3 o'clock and switched it off at 5 o'clock. Can you tell me for how long did I watch TV? You watched TV for 2 hours without. I have a riddle for you as well. It is noon time. Both the hands of my clock are at the same place. Can you guess the time on my clock? Yes. Athar, the answer is 12 o'clock. Yes, you are right, Ritat. I am presenting few lines on my daily routine. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I fresh up and do yoga. I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock. I take my online classes at 9 o'clock. After this, I finish my homework and watch TV at 12 noon.
Students beautifully presented their work and shared how they manage their daily activities by knowing time. They made wristwatch, clock hat, and wall clock. Students could easily identify the position of numbers on the clock face and the minute and the hour hand. Bingo game was played in a different way by the students as they observed and identified the time from the clock shown by the teacher and wrote it on their sheets. Here are the samples of the work done by the students. This game helps students to exercise their brain, to boost cognitive skills, to improve students' memory. Gradually, students were able to tell time from the given clock. They were able to tell the difference between hour and minute hand. They were able to enlist the daily routine in a correct sequence. The effect of integration of art content into mathematics is shown here by students of class 2 while doing multiplication. This offers advantage of mathematical reasoning and to enable students to understand the concept of multiplication by repeated addition, to find multiplication facts, to know tables conceptually, and to apply concept of multiplication in day-to-day life. The teacher explained the concept of multiplication by repeated addition and through number line hopping activity. The next is beach ball toss. In this activity, students will be made to stand in a big circle for the activity and multiplication questions will be written on the inflated beach ball and those will be tossed and passed to other students standing in circle. Bingo game related to the concept was played in the class. It's a twist on the classic game that gets kids involved and builds knowledge of multiplication facts. Students will make 2 paper flowers of different sizes and arrange them to show multiplication facts of numbers with one number as fixed number. Students were engaged in art activities for better understanding and learning of mathematical concepts. Children used colored sheets and shapes to enhance the understanding of multiplication. They gave it a shape of fruit, flower, and wheel.
इसकी स्नैक I make my multiplication tables wheel. I cut my sheet to make my multiplication table wheel.
Gradually, our students were able to respond to dodging tables, do simple multiplication, and to understand multiplication on number line, and to use the concept of multiplication in daily life.
Learning environmental studies through art integration. Through art integration, child will develop observation, imagination and self-expression. They will work confidently with a variety of materials and express individuality. Our topic is a house to live in. Child will learn about the importance of house and how we can make a house home. Know the difference between kacha and pakka house, movable and immovable house. And list the examples of various houses. Here are some of the activities which is performed by our students. They have prepared miniatures and models by using different material. Here, they are going to learn the words associated with various movable and immovable house and know how to keep our house clean. Now let's watch a video where students prepared miniatures, models using different material, and they will speak few lines on movable and immovable houses.
Hello friends, you see my beautiful house. You know house protects us from many things. House protects us from sun. House protects us from dust. And house protects us from thieves. And house protects us from rain. And house protects us from wild animals. And house protects us from winter. You all know house is very important for all of us. As my fellow friend told you, house protects us from sun, dust, and thieves, cold, rain, and animals. Now I would throw the light on to two types of house. One is kacha house. Second is pakka house, made by bricks and cement is a place where we all live together with our own families. In villages, most of the people live in these kind of huts. These huts are made up of several items like mud, straws and bamboos. These kind of houses are also known as kacha house.
And this is my tent. I have made a small tent. We can stay any tourist place. In tent we can put our material in it. Thanks.
Tents are also used to provide temporary shelter for circuses. Tents are used for the markets.
Most people live in kacha house in villages. Kacha house made of mud, straws, wood and railings. A hut is a kacha house. They are temporary house. They are not very strong like pakkas and bungalows. रघुकुल रीत के झांके राम रमैया, इस माटी में जन्मे किशोर कन्हैया, देश नहीं शकल विश्व में से सबसे विशेष।
I am from Kashmir. Today I will tell you about houseboat. A houseboat is a boat where someone can live. A houseboat is a small boat on river or lake. A houseboat is used to travel on water. It can be used for fishing. It is made of wood. It is very popular in Kashmir and Kerala. The houseboat is an environment-friendly boat.
Igloo. Do you know what is igloo? An igloo is a shelter which keeps us warm inside when outside is frigid. Do you know where would you see an igloo? They were most often built in places where a lot of snow covers the land for a week or a month. Mostly igloos are built by Eskimos. When they went on their hunting trip, they built an igloo to protect them from the cold. An igloo.
I am dressed up as a squirrel. An igloo house. An igloo house known as snow house. It's found very cold region. Its shape of dome shape. The igloo word comes from the Indian word home. This is my igloo, which is made of solid snow. The roofs of these houses are dome shaped. The temperature of it may range from -7 to 16 degrees Celsius. I am an Eskimo, so I eat snails mostly. My life was totally adapted to an extremely cold, but I enjoyed my life a lot. Please visit to my igloo. Live in houses near the bank of river or in a lake. These houses are called houseboats. The houseboats are made of wood, rope, straws and bamboo. It is
In this way, the process involved in art integration helps the child in thinking and imagination, that in turn develops the creative and expressive skills in a child.
When it comes to sports integration, physical activities are integrated throughout the curriculum, as on one hand it supports the behavioral changes in the students, develops cognitive concepts related to the motor skills and fitness, and on the other hand it increases the value placed on physical activities for health, enjoyment, self-expression and confidence.
Let's take a look at integration of sports and physical activities in the lesson Kitty's Birthday. Learning objectives are to enable the students to develop the reading skill with correct pronunciation, enhance their vocabulary, understand the concept of describing words, identify describing words in a sentence, and inculcate the value of sharing and caring in their behavior. Methodology of the lesson. Discussion on birds and animals will be done with the students. Model reading of the lesson will be done by the teacher. Flashcards will be used to introduce the new words of the lesson. Concept of describing words will be introduced with the help of pictures. Students will be asked to describe their family members and friends with the help of describing words. Let's have a glimpse at the activities done by the students. Dressed up as the characters from the lesson, students had a gala time having a birthday party and playing musical chair.
I am Kitty. Today is my birthday. I have a pink frock and nice hanky. Hooray! Meow! So, I enjoyed my birthday party. So let's have fun. Happy birthday, Kitty. Happy birthday, Kitty. Happy birthday, Kitty. Happy birthday, friends, let's dance and then play musical chair. Happy birthday, Kitty.
Students got a chance to flex their imagination in the role play activity. In describing time activity, students used different adjectives to describe the object of their choice. At the end of the lesson, the following learning outcomes were achieved. Students were able to understand the lesson and answer the comprehensive questions, express themselves in an effective and precise manner, define describing words and list some examples, use describing words in the sentences, and identify the describing words from the story. In this lesson plan, we have integrated sports to teach the concept of past tense in grammar. Learning objectives of this lesson are to enable the students to identify and use the doing words in the sentences and frame questions, understand the concept of past tense, list examples of past tense, change doing words from present to past, and develop gross motor skills through various activities. Methodology of the lesson. Concept of past tense will be introduced with the help of pictures and flashcards. Yesterday and today activity will be played with the students. Students will segregate the doing words into present and past forms. Rope activity will be conducted to reinforce the concept of past tense. Students will memorize yesterday's song with gestures. Recap of the doing words will be done with the past tense mud puddle game. Here are some activities done by the students. In rope activity, students laid a rope and then jumped either to their left or to the right, reciting the present and past form of the words given to them on a flashcard.
I am going to do a activity present form to past form.
See saw. See saw. Alright guys, look what I found. A blue box. It's a mystery box. Let's open it. This looks like a treasure box. Let's pick one. Okay. I wonder what this one says. Come. Come. Look at this. Let's do come. Come is a present form. Came is a past form. Come and came. Present and past. Agree and agreed. Present agreed. Past agreed. Look. Look. Looked. Come. Come. Came. Let's jump. Ride. Ride. When we celebrate Christmas? Oh, Christmas! We celebrate on 25th December. But December has gone. Now new month has started. January.
In past tense mud puddle game, students were given a variety of words among which they had to hop on the words that were in past tense. Learning outcomes. Students were able to identify the doing words in the sentences, understand and write doing words using the past tense, differentiate between present and past tense, use past tense to describe the events that happened in the past, and do the exercises from the book independently.
खेलकूद हमारे जीवन का अहम हिस्सा है। अगर हम इसे विषयों से जोड़ दें तो क्या बात है। आइए देखते हैं पाठ समझदार अजय बच्चों का प्रस्तुतिकरण। पाठ अधिगम का उद्देश्य बच्चे अच्छी आदतों को सीखेंगे व समझेंगे, आगे भविष्य में उनको इसका सही प्रयोग कैसे करना है। शिक्षण विधि फ्लैश कार्ड द्वारा अच्छी आदतों की जानकारी देना व पाठ में छिपे संदेश से छात्रों को अवगत कराना। गतिविधि उछलो और बताओ बड़ी ही रोचक गतिविधि है। इसमें बच्चों के सामने कई सारे फ्लैश कार्ड्स जमीन पर बिछा दिए जाएंगे। बच्चों को सही फ्लैश कार्ड का चयन करना है जिसमें एक अच्छी आदत हो और उस आदत का बखान अपने शब्दों में करना है। चित्रों द्वारा पूर्व ज्ञान, यहाँ पर कई सारे चित्र बच्चों को दिखाए गए हैं। बच्चों को सही चित्र को पहचान कर उसके सही ज्ञान को प्राप्त करना है। जैसे विद्यालय जाना, अच्छा खाना, व्यायाम करना, गृह कार्य करना। बच्चों का गतिविधि उछलो और बताओ का आकर्षित प्रस्तुतिकरण। बच्चों ने यहाँ पर विभिन्न तरह के फ्लैश कार्ड का प्रयोग करते हुए अपनी गतिविधि को बहुत ही रोचक तरीके से प्रस्तुत किया है। बच्चों द्वारा खेल कूद यानी व्यायाम का प्रयोग करते हुए सही फ्लैश कार्ड का चुनाव करना। अब आगे देखते हैं बच्चों ने इस गतिविधि को किस तरह से प्रस्तुत किया है।
बीमारी या रोग से बचने का एकमात्र समाधान है व्यायाम। रोज व्यायाम नियम अनुसार और समय पर करना चाहिए। हमें रोज व्यायाम करना चाहिए। व्यायाम करने से हमारा शरीर स्वस्थ रहता है। हमें हमेशा बड़ों का आदर करना चाहिए और सुबह उठकर नियम से उनके पैर छूने चाहिए।
मुझे अपने स्कूल जाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है। मैं रोज सुबह 7 बजे अपने स्कूल जाता हूँ। वहाँ हम लोगों को नई नई बातें सिखाई जाती हैं। हमें रोज स्नान करना चाहिए। स्नान करने से हम तरोताजा और स्वस्थ रहते हैं। की इज्जत करने से आशीर्वाद मिलता है। धन्यवाद।
लक्षित अधिगम बच्चों में खेल कूद के द्वारा अच्छी आदतों का विकास हुआ। वह बच्चे अपनी रोज की कार्य प्रणाली में इन आदतों को शामिल करेंगे। हिंदी से खेल कूद को जोड़ना, वाह क्या अद्भुत मिलन है। देखते हैं पाठ दादी का गांव का प्रस्तुतिकरण। अधिगम उद्देश्य बच्चों की विचार शक्ति को बढ़ावा देना, शब्दकोश में वृद्धि करना व सही उच्चारण करना सिखाना, बच्चों को गांव की जीवन शैली के बारे में अवगत कराना। शिक्षण विधि बच्चों को मन के भाव अभिव्यक्त करने का अवसर देना व पाठ में छिपे संदेश गांव के महत्व से छात्रों को अवगत कराना। बच्चों को तंदुरुस्त रहना क्यों जरूरी है, इसका व्याख्यान करते हुए एक छोर से दूसरे छोर तक भाग कर जाना और सही कार्ड का चुनाव करना। बच्चे गांव से जुड़े चित्रों को दर्शाते हुए जैसे प्रदूषण रहित वातावरण, शुद्ध खान पान, नियमित दिनचर्या, शारीरिक मेहनत इत्यादि। रोचक गतिविधि बच्चे कैसे सही कार्ड का चुनाव करते हुए तंदुरुस्ती तक पहुंच पाते हैं। अद्भुत। बच्चे गांव की जीवन शैली को व्यक्त करते हुए जैसे शुद्ध खान पान, प्रदूषित रहित वातावरण, शारीरिक मेहनत। बच्चे गांव व शहर के वातावरण व जीवन शैली का आनंद लेते हुए बच्चे सही कार्ड का चयन कर उस पर छलांग लगाते हुए व उसकी एक अच्छी आदत का बखान करते हुए बच्चों की अभिव्यक्ति का प्रदर्शन। जैसे बच्चों ने कार्ड के द्वारा अपने मन की अभिव्यक्ति को प्रकट किया है, जैसे स्वच्छ हवा और शुद्ध वातावरण। मन के भाव। बच्चे दादी का गांव का चित्र बनाकर उन्हें दर्शाते हुए आइए देखते हैं बच्चों का प्रस्तुतिकरण। बच्चों ने कैसे अपने मन के भावों को प्रकट किया है।
पाठ अध्यापिका, प्रिय मेरे दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है अरविंद दुबे। मैं कक्षा
शारीरिक मेहनत, समय पर सोना, आलस रहित जीवन शैली, शुद्ध खान पान, प्रदूषण रहित वातावरण,
गांव की चित्र। दादी का गांव, मेरी दादी का गांव होगा मेरे सपनों का गांव। चिड़ियों की चहचहाहट जहां, बहती नदी सुंदर, ठंडी ठंडी हवा और हरियाली चारों ओर। ना होगा कोरोना का डर, ना प्रदूषण, ना गाड़ियों का शोर। पेड़ों पे लटकते होंगे फल चारों ओर। फूलों और पेड़ों के बीच होगा एक स्कूल, नाम होगा उसका देवी
नियमित दिनचर्या।
मैं दादी के गांव जाता हूँ, दूध मलाई खाता हूँ, मोटा होकर आता हूँ। चारों तरफ हरियाली, यहाँ ऊंचे ऊंचे पहाड़, यहाँ बहती सुंदर नदियाँ, यहाँ पेड़ों पर लगे। गांव के लोग क्या क्या करते हैं जिससे कि वो लोग तंदुरुस्त बनते हैं।
A great way to mix sports with maths. Now let's have a look on how our students did subtraction with fun games. And this enables students to perform the basic operation of subtraction and understand the place value of numbers. Subtraction is one of the 4 basic mathematical operations of maths. The teacher will introduce the concept of subtraction by using or representing objects, figures, images, or picture cards, and subtraction is explained through number line also.
Friends, today I am showing you subtraction on my scale. My question is 10 minus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's 7.
Students did prick the balloon activity, in which blown balloons are hanged with the help of thread and questions are written on it. The child will read the question from placard and go to prick the balloon with correct answer. Students did the calculation mentally. They tried to solve the questions written on the balloon. Next is roll the dice activity. In this activity, questions based on subtraction are written on the floor and the child will roll the dice on the floor and give the answer of that particular question. The next is sidewalk activity. In this activity, the child will match the correct answer with the given question to reinforce the concept of subtraction.
I am going to solve this.
Gradually, the students understood the concept of subtraction. They could subtract two-digit numbers on number line on abacus, subtract numbers with or without grouping. They could apply skills of subtraction in daily life situations. We believe that maths is fun if done in an enjoyable and easy to learn manner. Get up and move activities are perfect for students to learn and have fun at the same time. Class 2 students performed hopscotch activity related to odd and even numbers. To begin with the learning objectives, students will learn the concept of odd and even numbers. They will learn how to categorize odd and even numbers and identify instances of even and odd numbers in everyday life. The concept of odd and even numbers was introduced through a song. The concept was further upskilled through PPT and by showing real objects. And to reinforce the topic of odd and even numbers, students were asked to play maths hopscotch. A box of 4x4 was drawn. In few of the boxes, numbers from 1 to 20 were written randomly, and in some boxes, symbols were drawn. Students used one-footed hop when landing on odd numbers and two-footed hop for even numbers, and symbols were used for actions. Student had to speak an action word. Along with that, also enact after landing on the symbol.
Hello everyone. Me and my friends had played odd and even hopscotch. It is a very interesting game and we all have a wonderful time playing it. Through this game, we were able to revise the concept of odd even numbers and action words. Come on everyone, let's go and see how my friends played and enjoyed this game.
7
Hungry. Even.
13,
Odd.
11, laugh. 21,
Odd. 20. Even. 18. Even.
8,
Angry.
2, square.
Singing. Na 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 na.
Gradually, the students will be able to understand the concept of odd and even numbers by comprehending the number at one's place or by grouping and recognize odd and even numbers. The elementary skills in number sense are useful in later grades for learning maths.
Learning environmental studies through sports integration. In the early years, the learning is mainly through observation, exploration of the environment by using various sense organs. The process of learning needs to be structured in such a way that there is an overall development of the child. They will be able to perform activities by maintaining the rhythm and the conduct free movement. Topic is our food. The learning objectives will be importance of food. They will be able to distinguish healthy and unhealthy food, spread the message for not wasting the food, and they will learn about the various sources and food groups. In this lesson, they will play a small game known as Who Am I? In this game, one statement will be given to the student and they will guess the name of the particular food item and pick the correct flashcards. Here is the activity which is done by the students. Guess who I am. Another activity is Be Quick activity. The student will pass the ball to another student and they will name the particular food item, and in this case they will be able to categorize the different food groups. Here is some of the photographs of the students doing the same activity. Learning outcomes will be they will learn about the importance of food, they will spread the message of not wasting the food, they will learn about the sources and various nutritive value of the food groups. Now let's watch the video.
Hi, I am Shanvi Vats.
So Shanvi, we are going to do an activity here now.
Yes.
So you are having some of the food items in front of you and you have the flashcards. You have to arrange the flashcards in front of each food item according to their names. Okay?
Here the student is categorizing the various food groups according to the food item placed on the table.
Rice, vegetables and fruits.
Very good.
Now let's watch the another activity, Be Quick activity, which is done by our students.
Carrot,
Fruits, apple, mango,
strawberry,
nuts, almond, cashew nut,
walnut,
pulses, urad, moong.
kali dal.
In this activity, the child will be able to recognize and recall all the examples of the food group,
Papaya.
and they are participating with great zeal and enthusiasm.
Ladyfinger, brinjal, onions, etc.
Learning environmental studies through sports integration. Topic: transportation. Through this lesson, child will learn about the importance of transportation in our lives. Compare how people move from one place to another. Classify different modes of transportation. Identify and name the modes of transport in our neighborhood. Familiarize with the important traffic rules and also know about the traffic signal. Children will able to classify the different modes of transport such as waterways, airways, roadways and railways, and list the examples of various modes of transport in the neighborhood. They will learn about the important traffic rules and how to cross the road properly. We can also ask them to name the vehicles they see on the road. Here are some of the activities performed by the student. First is the traffic light activity, where they will learn about the traffic light and what each light signifies. Next activity is obstacle drive activity, using steering wheel or a plate. Road safety activity. In this activity, role play by the students to create awareness about following the traffic rules while driving. Let's watch the video.
My name is Pragatiwari. Red
obstacle drive activity using steering wheel or plate. Here, so many obstacles have been placed on the floor and the child has to cover all those obstacles and reach to his destination. A short video on traffic rules to create awareness about following the traffic rules while driving.
Sir, license gun. Good morning everyone. I am traffic police. I control the traffic. So, follow the traffic rules. Red light. What do you say? I say stop. Stop right away. Yellow light. What do you say? I say wait right away. Green light. What do you say? I say go
Through
right
this,
away.
children will learn that one should drive safely on the road and follow the traffic rules.
Jai Hind.
CBSE also aims to make students aware of the vast and diverse cultural heritage of our country. To fulfill this purpose, students integrated subjects with different forms of Indian art related to Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya.
Topic: Important places like school, market, park, temple that builds resilience and strengthens children to be able to venture out into the world with confidence. Students identify places in their local communities that are important to them. With the help of virtual learning, students were connected to other places like Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. India is our motherland. Connecting the students to the other places like Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya with the learning objective to make them aware of different religions, languages, festivals, culture and other dance forms practiced in India. To imbibe a sense of pride to be an Indian. Arunachal Pradesh is a land of rising sun and famous for its mountainous landscape. A student of class 1 is here to speak about Arunachal Pradesh.
Arunachal Pradesh is one of the 7 states in northeast India. It has lush green forests and beautiful mountains. It is also called the land of rising sun. Itanagar is the capital of Arunachal Pradesh. Shri Pema Khandu is the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. Hindi and English are main spoken language of Arunachal Pradesh. People of Arunachal Pradesh mainly eat apong, bamboo shoot, thukka, pikkapilla and momos. There are 27 tribes living in Arunachal Pradesh. Some of them are Mompa, Dafla, Apatani, Adi. Agriculture is the main occupation of the people Arunachal Pradesh. Tawang, Roing, Bomdila, Itanagar, Pasighat and Bhalukpong are some of the main towns of Arunachal Pradesh.
Students wearing beautiful traditional attires showing the culture of Arunachal Pradesh is looking fabulous. Cultural celebrations help to develop a strong foundation and understanding of their country. Dance and music are great for the development and stimulate connections in the growing brain. Dancing with music is allowing them to practice self-expression. Let us see the rocking performance of these beautiful girls showing the dance of Arunachal Pradesh. Our traditional headgear of Nyashi tribe is considered as one of the most important cultural attire. It is worn during important occasions by the people of Arunachal Pradesh. Students wearing these headgear showing the culture of Arunachal Pradesh, the art and craft activity by the students. Subject-wise art form used. Methodology. In English, students will describe about Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya by showing different pictures and stick puppets. In Hindi, different activities will be done showing the features of both the states. Maths, recognizing the shapes by jewelry making and displaying the different pictures of historical places. In EVS, block printing activity will enhance the skills of the students. Class 1 English Show and Tell activity to develop the speaking skills of the students. Hindi activity brochure making to develop learning and thinking skills of the students. Such activities will help them to gain knowledge about Arunachal Pradesh related to its language, capital, agriculture, food, etc. Maths activity. Infographia to develop the cognitive skills and thinking skills of the students. The
students will be able to know how many rivers, mountains, hill stations are there in Arunachal Pradesh. Let us see the creativity of the little hands on the colorful sheets describing about Arunachal Pradesh. Meghalaya. The people of Meghalaya are known for their cheerful nature and adaptability. Festivals in Meghalaya play an important role in the celebration of their life. Let us see the performance of a student of class 2.
Today I will tell you about our beautiful city Meghalaya. Meghalaya is located in northeastern part of our country. It is famous for high rainfall. It is home to the Garo, Khasi and Jaintia tribes. Traditional folk dance is very popular in Meghalaya. Rice with spicy meat and fish is their popular food. Marti temple is very beautiful temple of Meghalaya. Hello, I am Kandu. I am Bilu from Uttar Pradesh. We make many festivals. I thought about one festival. Is it Siang River Festival? This festival is to promote to ecotourism and also offer many fun-filled activities. And today I will tell few 9 festivals of Arunachal Pradesh. As we all know, Arunachal Pradesh is northeast state of India. It has 4 major festivals. First major festival is Siang River. It is very beautiful festival in Arunachal Pradesh. It is celebrated in the month of December. It offers fun activities and adventures like elephant racing, traditional boat racing, river rafting, etc. Exhibition of handloom and handicraft by different districts is also held. The second festival is Pangsau Pass Winter Festival. It is started in the year 2007. It is celebrated in the month of January. It is a 3-day festival.
Collage making activity by the students showing the main features of Meghalaya. Recognizing these shapes by showing the different images of historical places and temples of Meghalaya. Block printing activity showing the culture of both the states. Learning outcomes. The student will gain knowledge about Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. They will come to know about the features of Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya like dance, food, dress, etc. All these activities will enhance their skills. At last, let us all sing together the national song of India, Vande Mataram, with the feeling that we all are one. Our unity is our strength. जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Time and again, the exemplary efforts put in by the worthy teachers have been acknowledged and appreciated by parents, the precious stakeholders of our school. Here is a glimpse of the feedbacks which continuously motivates us to strive for the best.
I would like to thank the entire teaching staff for doing a commendable job and giving their untiring support to the parents and giving a new reason to the students to wake up every day, look up to their routine, their work, and helping them keep up the pace in these hard times. A big salute to the teachers for their constant support, creativity.
Thank all the teachers and entire management. So, Shuvangi, do you want to say something?
Yes. Dear Payal ma'am, today I want to say how happy I am to be in your class. You are the best teacher. This year has been hard, but you helped me to do my best. Now I am really confident in all my work because of you. I enjoyed a lot in your classes. I'll never forget all the fun activities including
To all. This is Vanshika's mother, and I would like to thank all the dedicated teachers of DAV Public School for the tremendous work that they are doing. A special thank you to Mrs. Manisha Sethi for being such a wonderful teacher to my child. As a parent, I am very grateful for all the knowledge, values, love,
Hello ma'am, we are the parents of Anvita Tiwari. She is studying in second I. Today I want to say something. Thanks to all the teachers. They work very hard. They work overtime. That's why our kids can learn more.
So thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Prafula Upadhyay. She is my daughter from DAV.
My name is Aradhya Upadhyay, class first E.
Who's your class teacher?
Sweta ma'am. I love my Sweta ma'am. She is very pretty teacher. Yeah, of course.
So ma'am, today this video is especially for you. We are here for you and tell about you.
Good morning everyone. This is Siddhi's mother. I would like thanks to all the teachers of DAV Public School and a very special thanks to Mrs. Manisha Sethi ma'am of class 2nd C.
Hi, I am Mitali Roy, mother of Akriti Roy, a studying in class 2nd F. I wanted to heartily thank you and congratulations ma'am for your successfully running online classes throughout this academic year, especially Payal ma'am, Ritu ma'am, Ranjana ma'am, Monica ma'am and Rita ma'am. I appreciate you all for your hard work and how effective.
Dear teachers, we are parents of Shivgupta, 2nd C. We are highly thankful to your efforts in the online classes during this tough time. All your hard work has been very motivating for us to teach kids, even while working from home.
So, here we reach the end of the program. It is a privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks to each and everyone who have contributed for the success of today's program. I extend grateful thanks to respected Principal Sir for his constant motivation. I thank our wing in charge and staff members for their valuable support. I would also express my gratitude to all the parents, as it's your participation and presence which inspires us to pull such important events. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. With this thought, I sign off from today's ceremony. Thank you.